Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolks said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Than you did as a naked statue.
Pretty fancy scarecrow, Granny, even for a royal garden.
Garden? Ain't nothing to eat. Turn a bunch of hogs in here and they'd starve to death.
Granny, I think there's one of them gardens just supposed to look pretty.
What's prettier? A bed of roses or a patch of black-eyed peas?
Okra, whole beans, turnip greens. You know, we ought to send the Queen a mess.
With some fatback and a little something to wash it down with.
Mr. Drysdale's been inquiring for you. He's rather upset.
Ah, he's whining again because we won't go home. He's crazy, Jed.
Well, Granny, we have been over here quite a spell, and he'd like to get back to Miss Drysdale.
I told you he was crazy. All right, tell him we'll go home.
Mighty thoughty of you, Granny.
I'm awfully sorry to hear this. May I ask when?
When I raise the Queen a mess of greens.
Thank you, madam. I'll tell him.
But that would take months. We've got to get back. Those idiots in my bank are ruining me.
He's worried about his image. Since he left, there hasn't been a single foreclosure.
That's right. And the head cashier's getting married. He'll be stealing me blind.
Stealing?
He'll have to. Two people couldn't live on what I pay him.
Can't you leave the Clampetts with us, sir? Leave 80 million?
Who said the British don't have a sense of humor?
Mr. Drysdale's feelings for the Clampetts are somewhat biblical in nature. Whither they goeth, he goeth. Whither they stayeth, he stayeth.
Very touching, madam. But we've so enjoyed the Clampetts. There's so much they haven't seen. Well, they haven't even seen our ghosts.
Ghost, schmoes.
Ghost? Oh, yes, sir. Like all English castles, we have one in residence.
Well, that changes everything. The Clampetts would never forgive me if I deprived them of the chance of seeing their own ghost. Would they, Miss Hathaway?
Especially Granny.
She's fond of ghosts?
Well, let us say they really send her. Now, tell us all about it.
Well, sir, the story of Lady Clementine Clampett is quite a sad.
Oh, great, great. Stabbed by a jealous suitor?
No, sir.
Poisoned by a wicked stepmother?
No, sir.
Tortured on a rack in the dungeon?
No, sir. Kicked by a horse in the stable.
Not a nothing ghost.
I think she sounds absolutely marvelous. What does she do, Mr. Faversham?
I understand she wanders about the castle weeping.
What is she weeping about?
If you had been kicked by a horse, wouldn't you weep?
Very good, madam.
What do you mean you ain't got none? The best fertilizer you can use. All right, send me over a wagon load of whatever you got.
Ah, here you are.
I know, so you want to go home.
Oh, no. Wild horses couldn't drag me away.
He just remembered what his wife looks like.
I don't want to miss the big event. Lady Clementine Clampett arrives tonight.
Why didn't you tell me you had kinfolks coming? I better go start the company victuals.
Oh, wait, Granny. Lady Clementine hasn't eaten in 400 years.
400 years?
She'll be hungrier than Jethro.
No, Granny, you see, she's a ghost.
Well, doggies, how about that, Granny?
Yeah. How about that?
Mr. Faversham just told me. 400 years ago, this very day, Lady Clementine was married here. But on her wedding night, her bridegroom, Sir Roger, was murdered.
Murdered?
Stabbed to death in the very bed you're sleeping in. And in her grief, Lady Clementine flung herself from a battlement into the rose garden below. What a mess.
Now she comes back looking for who killed her husband.
Weeping and wailing, moaning her bloody threats. Oh, if she ever finds that murderer.
Who done it?
The grandmother.
Grandmother?
Well, what kind of a grandmother was she?
Well, according to Mr. Faversham, she was just about your size, Granny.
You know, Jed, I've been awful selfish.
Selfish?
Keeping this poor man from his beautiful wife. Let's go pack.
Now, wait, Granny, you ain't leaving just on account of this ghost.
Oh, of course not. I'd just love to stay and get my head bashed in by one of your bloodthirsty relatives.
Oh, now, wait. Granny, wait a minute.
California, here we come. Right back where we started from. Where about...
What are you all dancing about?
Oh, bad news, bad news. It always affects me this way. We're going home.
We can't go home. I'm still paying court to yon fair maid over to the next castle.
Court's adjourned. The ghost of Clampett Castle walks tonight, and Granny is terrified.
A ghost, is that all? Hey, I'll fix that.
Jethro, wait. What are you going to do?
Talk Granny out of it. I read up on these here castle ghosts, and all you got to do is hold a sea ants and exercise the rascals.
Jethro, listen.
Now, don't worry. We ain't gonna have to go home. I'll flush them out.
But Jethro, you're not a medium.
I know. I'm a large.
What a family! A murdering grandmother. Bloodthirsty ghost. Ah, it wasn't me, Clementine. It wasn't me.
Granny, it's me, Jethro.
Don't scare me.
Relax, Granny, relax. I'm just gonna exercise the ghost.
When there's a ghost around here, I'm the one that gets the exercise.
Granny, where do you want her?
Not in the back, Clementine.
What's the Jed, Granny?
Hey, you're just like your grandmother, sneaking up on folks when their backs is turned.
Granny.
Don't deny it, Jed. It was right in this very bed that she stabbed an innocent man sleeping 27 times and cut his throat like it was a hog killing.
Sure enough.
Granny, that ain't what Mr. Drysdale said.
Of course he didn't. He wanted to spare you the shame. You think that Lady Clementine jumped from the battlement? She was shoved.
Who shoved her?
His switchblade grandmother. Who else?
Granny, it ain't the grandmother that's supposed to come back. It's Lady Clementine.
She'll be looking for a grandmother, and after 400 years, her eyes ain't gonna be so good.
Granny, I can stop her from coming.
Just don't try to stop me from leaving.
Doggone it. First they laughed at us for running out on the War of the Roses, and now they's gonna laugh at us for running out on a 400-year-old woman.
Who's gonna laugh?
Your friend the Queen, that's who.
Well, she ain't got no ghost after her.
She ain't? Every night Ann Boleyn is rolling her head up and down the halls. The whole palace sounds like a bowling alley. And she ain't gonna laugh, especially when you got me, Sir Jethro, to protect you. She'd drop me herself.
Well, maybe she won't hear about it.
Are you kidding? This ghost will tell Ann Boleyn. The first thing you know, it'll be all over the palace.
How do you exercise a ghost?
Well, first you hold what you call a seance. It gets around the table at night, and then you raps on the table for the ghost.
Shh. Not so loud.
Fine. 6 on the 6:45 flight. Good. Thank you very much. Well, Chief, we're all set.
But are the Clampetts all set?
We's all set, Mr. Drysdale.
We're leaving?
No, we're staying. Jethro said he's going to hold the sea ants to get rid of the ghost for Granny.
Oh, but Mr. Clampett, really?
You don't think he can get in touch with the ghost?
Oh, but Jethro's right at home in the Twilight Zone.
guarantee you he'll contact the ghost. Right, Lady Miss Hathaway?
Well, you ain't scared of ghosts, Miss Jane.
Oh, no, just certain flesh and blood types.
Good. Well, I'll see you at the sea ant.
You can bet on that. Oh, and Mr. Clampett, why don't you let all the servants have the night off? You know ghosts, they hate crowds. It might help Jethro.
Well, that's mighty thoughtful of you, Mr. Drysdale. Did you hear that?
Now, hear this. I will have no part of this dastardly scheme to frighten Granny. I will not be the ghost.
You'll be this ghost, or you'll be a real ghost. It's a long drop from that battlement.
You wasn't.
Never mind the flattery. You have some shopping to do in town, Lady Clementine.
All set, boy? Well, yes, sir, Uncle Jed. As soon as Granny finishes primping.
Well, Jethro, you're wearing my damsel in distress hat.
It's my wizard hat now. Old Merlin used to wear one like this when he was conjuring.
What you wearing, Granny?
This. Ain't no ghost mistaking me for no 400-year-old grandmother. Granny, you're wearing my mini outfit. If you had rompers, I'd have worn them.
Oh, Granny. Hey, where's Mr. Drysdale and Miss Jane?
Mr. Drysdale says this ought to be strictly family. They's going to bed.
They's gone under the bed.
Granny's hiding out in a miniskirt. I'll scare her right out of it.
Steve, it is not going to work.
It can't miss. I've got a mic and speaker hidden in there. We can hear everything they say. And when I press this button, they can hear everything the ghosts have to say.
I am not uttering one word into that microphone.
You don't have to. I've got a better angle. Now go get ready.
Can I talk to the ghost, Pa?
I wouldn't count on it, Ellie.
You ready, Granny?
Of course I'm ready. Hold it!
What's the matter?
You didn't count.
Boy, what a wizard has got to put up with. 1, 2, 3, go.
You didn't say may I.
Hey, let the boy get on with it.
This is spooky. What do you do now?
First, I got to let him know I'm here. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Look out, ghost. Here I come.
Jethro, you're going to conjure up a John.
Ellie, go on, boy.
Now I got to turn on my giant brain and put in my long-distance call. Calling Lady Clementine. Calling Lady Clementine. Hello. It's a man.
You booby, you got the wrong number. Hang up.
To whom do you wish to speak?
Is Lady Clementine there?
No, she's on her way to the Clampett Castle. Is there a message?
Yeah. Would you mind telling her that she's dead?
Dead. I'm the one who's dead.
Who are you?
I'm her husband, Sir Roger.
Jed, he stirred up a whole nest of them.
And who might you be?
Me? Oh, I'm just a friend of the family.
You yellow belly.
And the lady I hear, who is she?
That's Granny. That's Granny.
Oh, the grandmother.
You blabbermouth, I'm going to kill you.
And she will. Struck me down in my prime 27 times on my wedding night.
But I ain't the one.
My wife will decide that. She'll be there any moment. Hurry up, Miss Hathaway.
I'm telling you, I ain't the one.
Do you still carry that knife?
I got something better than a knife, Buster.
Granny, mister, I wouldn't say no more.
My wife will do my talking.
And this'll do mine.
Gee, what happened?
Hey.
What exploded?
Granny.
She has a gun?
A cannon.
Does it?
Come in, Sir Roger. Hello. Sir Jethro D. Bodine calling Sir Roger. Come in, Sir Roger.
Yeah, come on in. I'll give you another helping of rock salt and bacon rind.
Uncle Jed, never put that thing down. Lady Clementine will be coming through that door any second now.
Excuse me, Sir Roger. Ladies first.
Hey, you can't shoot Lady Clementine. She's kinfolks.
I'll hit her off. Lady Clementine! Hey, Lady Clementine!
Ready? Give me the gun.
It's perfect. Here, help me into this thing, chicken.
Granny has a gun.
Mr. Clampett has the gun.
Where are you going?
I'm off to see the wizard.
Hey, Lady Clementine! Lady Clementine! Sir Jethro D. Bodine calling. I got a surprise for you. Your husband's been murdered again.
When you hear a scream, don't be alarmed. It'll be Jethro.
But, Chief, you...
Shh. Start packing.
Now, Granny, I've gone along with you and Jethro on this ghost business, but this has gone too far. Now, will you please give me the gun?
Look!
It's Lady Clementine.
She's after my baby!
Lady Clementine? Wait. I'm just a friend of the family. I ain't even a good friend.
Well, so sorry you have to go, madam.
Got to. The boy's scared to death of ghosts.
But Mr. Drysdale said...
Ah, he's worse than Jethro. The same ghost scared them both out of the castle last night.
Scared Mr. Drysdale so he run right through the rose bushes. Tore the seat clean out of his pants.
See? Well, we do hope you'll all come back again very soon.
I'll be back. Going in a new business. Granny's ghost eradicator. Relatives a specialty.
Hey, you and that gun of yours is the main reason we's leaving.
I ain't got no 6th grade education, but I speak the language a ghost understands.
Come on, Granny.
Lady Clementine ain't gonna get you.
Hurry here, everybody.
Aversham! There's something wrong. Folks here in London are still staring and pointing at us.
Yeah. And Queen Elizabeth herself said she'd tell them we didn't chicken out on the War of the Roses.
Right, we want it fair and square.
Yes, well, that's why they're pointing at you. It's not the finger of shame, it's the finger of fame. You're celebrities now.
Oh, I didn't get to make Queen Elizabeth like the rest of you.
It was a mighty high honor, Ellie.
Well, still plenty of time before the airplane leaves. Jethro, drive us over to Buckingham Palace.
No, I mean, you can't see the Queen without an appointment.
We'll take our chances.
A fine mess you've got us into now.
It was your idea that I impersonate Queen Elizabeth, not mine.
Jethro, please don't go to Buckingham Palace. Drive straight to the airport.
Why, Mr. Drysdale?
Tell them, Miss Hathaway.
What? The chief didn't want to come right out and say it, but the Queen has probably heard about Sir Jethro running from the ghost.
Oh, that's right. And she'll probably take away his knighthood.
Can she do that?
If she can drub you, I reckon she can undrub you.
Yes, and when she undrubs you, she'll hit you with the sharp edge of the blade.
Jethro, you dumb old black knight coward. You done kept me from meeting the Queen.
Don't get upset, Ellie. We'll have Jethro to wait in the truck whilst the rest of us go in and see Her Majesty.
Mr. Drysdale can't go. He run from the ghost, too.
Oh, you're right, Sir Jethro. Oh, I was a craven coward. And if the Queen sees the rest of you drive up to the palace with me, she'll throw everyone in the dungeon.
Mr. Drysdale, I mean this in the friendliest way. But would you please jump?
Granny, we all come here together, and we're all leaving together. Drive straight to the airport, boy.
on the outside, Jed, so I can look after Mr. Drysdale. He's still powerful shook up from that spook.
Yeah, he does seem to be mighty edgy. Can't seem to sit still.
Relax, Lady Clementine. You only have to sit for 6,000 miles.
Very fun.
What's the matter, Mr. Drysdale? You still got briars in your britches from the rose bushes?
You think you got trouble sitting? Think of Lady Clementine.
She's gonna be eating off the mantle from now till next Christmas. Jed, you look like you seen a ghost.
Now, Granny, you know ghosts don't ride no airplane, don't you?
I ain't scared of no ghosts. And I ain't never gonna be scared of no ghosts! Get back! Get back! Where's my shotgun? Where's my rifle? Where's my bacon
Well, now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now. Here.
This has been a Filmways presentation.
Viacom.